What's up, guys? Welcome to another M-rated episode here with Mark and Manny. And happy fucking Friday.
Ooh, Friday the 13th.
Friday the 13th, baby.
Son.
A lot of mystery behind that 1-3.
Yeah.
A lot of superstitions.
Yeah.
A lot of people think it's unlucky.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Even, like, let's say if you go to casinos or hotels, you never see that floor 13.
Oh,
You
really?
they always skip from like 12 to 14.
Really?
Yeah,
Is that a fact?
dude?
For real?
Yeah, you haven't been to a casino
I mean,
lately,
I've been to them, but not. I wouldn't be like, yo, they skipped this floor. Like,
yeah, a lot
I
of
guess I don't pay
casinos.
attention like that.
Yeah, a lot of casinos and hotels, they have that at 12 to 14. It's like, dude, you're not fooling anybody.
Yeah.
I'm on floor 13. I'm not on floor 14.
Yeah.
So it's just like, no, you're not gonna get me. So yeah, I mean, a lot of people think it's unlucky because of just the number. I mean, they even have movies out there. They have Friday the 13th movies. They have Jason X movies. When it comes down to
well, the Friday movies are Jason.
Yeah, Jason
The
Vortex.
Friday movies are Jason.
So anybody that is wanting to be recommended of a Friday night movie, then yeah, go watch the Jason X movies. They're
On
all about
Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
On Friday the 13th.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
it's pretty funny how people just think that a single number, and it's only here, I think, on the west side, on the western side. You know, I don't think any other culture other than us, we have that little superstitious about
For the 13th.
Yeah, for the 13th.
Okay.
You know, and I think throughout the year, I think it only plays around. I think you only have around 3 to 4 Friday the 13th throughout the whole year, throughout your calendar.
Yeah.
So people get freaked out. I mean, but also there's other people that are excited about it. It's like, whoa, it's Friday the 13th.
You know what my dumbass was thinking? I wonder if Halloween was ever on Friday the 13th.
I'm sure it has.
But Dick, it's October 31st. Wait,
But
that's where Halloween is.
But let's call it Friday though.
Oh, okay.
Let's call it Friday because you
Yeah.
know. So no, that'll be like just change that day. You know, just to creep people more out. You know?
Yeah. Damn, I didn't even consider that Friday the 13th.
And that Friday the 13th is it's been a good Friday though.
Yeah,
The election is totally over. So anybody that's wondering about election, there's still little counts, quote unquote, are still left. But I think we all know who our president is gonna be.
We finally have a
coming
president. We finally have a president.
Finally. Yeah.
And it feels like that anxiety, like it kind of went away a little bit. Like, you know, it doesn't feel that stressful out here. Although The Simpsons came out with that prediction, I don't know if you saw.
No, I didn't see that.
I don't know if it was a new episode or if it's an old episode, but like The Simpsons have been scary, right, in a lot of things. You know?
Oh yeah, I've seen it.
Just with Donald Trump being elected, the whole walk down the escalator, the whole
episode.
everything.
There's Simpson episodes that predicted Trump as a president.
Yeah, dude.
Oh fuck, I've never seen that.
There's a whole episode of this fool getting elected, running for president, getting elected, and there's a few scenes that are like they saw it happening now and they just cartoonified it. There's one where he's at the mall and he's walking down the escalator, and it's like picture for picture. Like, you watch The Simpsons, how it looks, and then when he did it, it was exactly the same. To the people in the back holding banners, to the people waving, to him waving, going down the elevator. Everything's exactly the same. But you're about that episode ends with Trump dying.
Oh.
But I don't know if it's a new episode or if it's an old one, but they showed one where it's January 20th, 2021,
Okay.
and it's the end of the world. It's Homer standing on the top of his roof, and then everything else around him is like burning down.
That's crazy, dude. Simpsons actually.
Dude.
Shout out to the Simpsons, dude.
Out.
Oh my, their episodes are fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Them and I think South Park. South Park
Dude.
plays a big role
Yeah.
in our
Yeah.
television.
Yeah.
You know, especially how they censored so much stuff, but then they also don't really kind of mess with them because you know they're pretty predictable as well.
Yeah.
But the Simpsons, I think they take the trophy when it comes down to you know, stuff like that.
The Simpsons take it when it comes to like predictions because they're damn near prophets and shit.
What do you think it is? What do you think the Simpsons actually take? Do you think it's a setup, or do you think
there's whole ass conspiracies on YouTube where one of the main writers for The Simpsons, he was part of some type of government research where they had a crystal or something, and that crystal had the ability to see into the future. So they think that he saw into the future and then he went and created this show to like let people know like, hey, this is coming, this is coming, this is coming. Because I think even coronavirus, they predicted it, that someone was gonna eat a bat somewhere and then a disease was gonna spread.
Oh, dude.
So that's what I mean. That's what I mean. Like the Simpsons, when it comes down to predictions, they got it down. But I think South Park, when it comes to like shit that's happening right now,
I think political. I think they're very political. Dude. Yeah, they're funny as fuck. Though.
And they give them the freedom. Like it seems like the creators, the producer, even the networks give them the freedom of like
exactly, because you kind of watch an episode of how political they get, and you're like, what the heck am I watching?
Yeah,
it's like watching some debate or you know whatever you want to call it, you know. But it comes down pretty hard, and you know, and I think we all grew up with South Park. It's funny as fuck.
Grew up with South Park. Grew up with our parents telling us don't watch it.
Yeah, remember? Watch it. Yeah, or even The Simpsons. Remember, because The Simpsons had a little censored to it too, so I remember not. I mean, our parents telling us no, you can't be watching The Simpsons, and if you do, you're only limited to watch one episode. But we were on the TV waiting because we didn't have that. Back in the days, we didn't have what we have now, which is like all these streaming apps.
You couldn't just hop on like YouTube.
Remember Disney? Quick. We had to wake up like at 6, 7 in the morning on ABC to catch that new Disney episode. Yeah. Now you got Disney streaming.
Dude, waking up like at 7 or 8 in the morning to catch that new Yu-Gi-Oh episode.
Hey, remember that on Channel 5, KTLA? Yeah, shout out to Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
For real, man.
Yeah, but
did we give an intro? Did we do an intro?
An intro to what?
To this? Did we start it with an intro?
Of course. We always started with an intro. Look
man.
At Manny. Everybody
you guys gotta forgive me.
Bro.
I'm a little faded.
Yeah, I could tell.
I'm a little faded. It's Friday.
We got red cups, so
we're red cupping it up over here. So we're not even gonna, let your mind go wild. Let your mind run wild.
We're sipping on sparkling water.
I completely zoned out, dude. I didn't hear that. Of course, intro.
There's always an intro to the Emery podcast.
I didn't hear that intro.
Yeah, but coronavirus, man, I don't even know. We can't even give out predicament about everyday cases. It's just you wake up and
at this point it's just numbers.
Yeah, and then we might come down to a shutdown here in California. I mean, Chicago was already talking about it. They're canceling Thanksgiving, telling everybody out there to, it's limited to be social gathering.
Yeah,
people you live with. It's insane, dude. How can you cancel a damn holiday where it's one of the happiest times of the year? Oh, you're gathering with loved ones. You're gathering with friends. You're gathering with the people that most matter to you. And then for them to just tell you, you know what, you can.
Yeah.
I mean,
I was just talking to my barber yesterday about it. I was like, yo, you guys gonna do your Christmas, like your normal, like Thanksgiving stuff? And he was like, yeah, we are. We're gonna go to my mom's, this and that. But my mom wants us all to have a COVID test that week.
His own mom?
Yeah. So.
Oh, wow.
So they're more strict at this was parents' house than most places out here and shit. But I mean, it's gonna be interesting because. Let's say people don't listen, because, I mean, it's Thanksgiving, dog.
Yeah.
It's Thanksgiving.
Yeah, it is.
You know? The cases are going to go up even higher.
Oh, yeah. People are not... They're going to care less for sure.
The interesting thing is going to be Black Friday.
Oh, Black Friday? Yeah, Black Friday is going to be maybe even canceled. If they're canceling all this Thanksgiving and Christmas, they might cancel Black Friday. Yeah. You might have to do it online for sure.
But at that, because I've seen a lot of stores, they stop with the Black Friday come in at 2, 3 in the morning, because that's what Black Friday was on the Friday after Thanksgiving, right?
You're lining up.
You're already lining up. You're fucking having dinner, and then, yo, I gotta go make line. You got somewhere to be.
Exactly. You're like, yo, I gotta have dinner at 6 p.m. or not fucking 9 p.m.
You're taking your plate to go. Yeah. You're eating in line.
You're eating it, yeah.
But now, Target is having like all month long.
Yeah.
Amazon también all month long. Best Buy all month long. So I don't know if that takes away from the hype of
the Black Friday.
Yeah, because it's a hype. It's a hype to it too. It's a hype factor. Have you ever been Black Friday shopping?
Yes, I have.
Where?
Probably it was Walmart and I think the mall, one of the malls out here in LA.
How was that?
Dude, it's fucking waste of time. I wasn't really shopping for anything specifically. I was just there just to see what a Black Friday is all about. And let me just tell you guys, if you're going on a if you're going Black Friday shopping and you don't know what the you're shopping for, it's gonna be a waste of time.
Yeah.
You're literally just browsing and you're like, no, this is too expensive. No, this is too expensive.
Yeah.
When it's literally on a bargain price, you know?
It's because when you're going Black Friday shopping, you subconsciously already have like, yo, I'm gonna get this shit for 99% off.
Exactly. Like you're almost gonna get it free. And you go with that mentality, just like, yo, I'm gonna pick up a Xbox or a PlayStation for like $50.
Yeah.
And that never comes down to that.
You're
You're always
never
gonna get
find
fucking
that.
taxed too.
Yeah. Oh, and you're gonna get taxed.
You're gonna get taxed for sure.
And you're gonna get taxed.
Yeah. But other than that, before we get started, big shout out to everybody that's been supporting us on Instagram and here on YouTube. We appreciate everything, comments, likes. Much love to you guys.
Yeah.
Today's topic is gonna be a harsh one. It's gonna be something that I think a lot of us are we can relate to for sure. And today's topic is addiction. I think a lot of us been through that. No matter where you come from, who you are, if you're higher or you're lower, no matter what status you are, you always have had an addiction to something. You know.
Yeah.
We were supposed to have a guest on today. Unfortunately, our guest decided at the last minute to just call it quits.
Yeah.
That person wasn't ready to expose his addiction out there to the world. Maybe relapse, we don't know.
Okay.
But other than that, I mean, we can't share our personal experiences when it comes down to addiction. So, Manny, do you have any recent or past addictions that you can share with people?
Addictions. I think the biggest one, at least for me personally, is
probably
sugar.
The internet. I think so. I think I want to call that one now. Manny's addiction was probably the internet growing up. I mean, I don't know now.
Probably, yeah. Growing up,
it was.
Yeah, I was always the one on the computer or on the phone or on some Googling something.
Hey, you had to get Manny out of his fucking computer to just go play a round of basketball, a round of football. We're like, yo.
And even then, I was Googling, like, how can I play better?
How can I play football?
You know? Where are the stats, you know?
Yeah, sorry. But
but honestly, I think, like, the hardest one would be sugar. I don't know if people really know how addicting sugar is in itself. Not like panecitos, not like chocolate, not like the compound, whatever the fuck the compound of sugar is, sugar, because it's sneaked into almost every aspect of everything you eat that you don't realize when you cut it off entirely, that you're like, I can't eat that, and your body gets so dependent on it. You have crashes, definitely, you know, you get in a bad mood. You know, your blood sugar dips. Oh, yeah. You gotta fucking start going to the doctor so they could, like, you know, level you out. And they start thinking it's something else and this and that. But it's really just your body is so addicted to sugar that it's literally what is it called when you stop a drug and then your body goes into
withdraw.
Yeah. Your body would literally withdraw from, like, suger. Yeah, and I think that's my personal the hardest thing to, like, cut out.
Yeah, sugar is actually a big. People underestimate sugar as an addiction because they don't realize it that, okay, well, I'm consuming food that has sugar, quote unquote, it's like vegan or it's organic, but literally some of it has sugar.
A lot of these things are vegan and they're organic, or they substitute one type of sugar for another type of sugar. So it's just like, are you really eating that healthier? Are you really getting that better? I know one of the biggest arguments for almond milk is how much sugar it has in it.
Oh, fuck. I'm sure that it's like the sugar from almond milk.
I think it's like 30 grams per serving or something like that. So, like, yes, you are getting rid of the milk. Yes, you're not supposed to intake regular milk that much. But then you're turning around and getting a fucking gallon of almond milk. That's 30 grams per serving.
Yeah.
It is like, are you really like eating that much healthy?
You just see the little almond and you're like, yo, that's healthy. You know?
Dude, in Mexico, I don't know if you know, in Mexico, the health department, they started forcing all brands to put labels on it: excessive fats, excessive sugars, excessive calories. So if you go into a liquor store, if you go into anything, all the like gancitos, all the pingüinos, all the chips.
I love me some gancitos.
Oh, dude, you can't go wrong. But they all now have big black labels on it that says exceso calorías, exceso azúcar, exceso lo que sea, sodium, with the bags of chips, exceso sodium and everything.
How many people do you think are reading that though?
Well, the thing is,
they're aware though, but I don't think they're reading it.
It's like the carts of cigarettes, you know, like there's warning labels all around it.
There's pictures of it
There's
now.
Pictures of like what happens to your body, but yeah, like these fools are buying packs, you know?
Fucking packs after packs, and it doesn't matter the price.
Yeah.
You know, and cigarette is one addiction that a lot of people here, or I think worldwide, is off the roof.
Yeah.
Everybody, I mean, you're gonna, let's say you walk out of your house, you're gonna see somebody smoking a cigarette outside their house, in their porch, just walking around. Cigarettes are fucking addictive, dude.
Yeah.
The nicotine, it's just, it gets to your body and it just destroys you. Especially if you're like weak. When it comes down to like taking anything to your body and your body gets super attached to it, like it's so hard to just knock it off.
Yeah.
You know, especially people that are just smoking. I mean, chain smoking. I mean, my father was a chain smoker. You know, he was pack after pack after pack smoker. You know, luckily I don't think none of me or my siblings, you know. We didn't end up smokers, but yeah, we would see our father just smoking packs after packs, and nicotine is literally one of the worst addictions.
Yeah.
With sugar up there.
Yeah.
You know, it's and it's allowed too. It's sold to you.
Yeah.
It's sold to you at a price, and then you could buy it. You go to your local grocery, your local liquor, and you're gonna buy sugar. You're gonna buy fucking nicotine. You know,
they're gonna peddle that shit to you any way they can, and that's why I think before we like move any further in this, I think we should kind of make it clear that an addiction is not always something that's like
bad.
Like an addiction is not always heroin, you know. An addiction is not always cocaine.
Exactly.
An addiction is not always something that like a poison. It could be something good too. You could be addicted to good things.
To the gym.
You could be addicted to the gym.
To working out.
Yeah. All those things.
You'd be addicted to being productive, because there is a lot of people that are they can't stand still being home. You know, I think I've developed that when it comes down to like, yo, I gotta be productive. You know, and it's something that I started seeing, that I started getting super addicted to, was being active, being outside of my house, not being in a certain spot for so long, because I gotta keep moving. You know, and it's beneficial, like you said. It's not always bad.
It's not always bad.
But you know, addiction can come in various phases.
Very shapes.
You know,
and forms.
it could start off as a party drug, and then it could destroy your life completely.
Yeah.
You know, you could just be at a party, and you're like, you know, a friend offers you cocaine, and you're like, yo, this is fun, and then you start seeing yourself doing it like every damn day.
You get addicted to that high.
And it leads you to destroying your life, your loved ones, everything around you just gets destroyed.
Yeah.
You know, but if you counter that with the good addiction, let's say you get addicted to working out, going to the gym, you're gonna start seeing the progress, not only in your mind but in your body. And you're gonna start feeling extremely good about yourself. You're gonna be like, yo, this addiction is so beneficial that why didn't I do this before?
Yeah.
You know, but so it plays both sides of the coin, but it is what you get addicted to. You know, and
what would you say that I've battled with this?
My addiction, and I'm gonna talk this about a negative one. My negative addiction was meth. I was addicted to meth for a good 3 to 4 years.
Okay.
And you know, I don't want to blame my previous job, or I wouldn't blame anybody else but me.
Mm.
You know, I was addicted to this substance for a good amount of years because my job did require me to be up for several days at one point. You know, I had to be up for like 2 to 3 days, setting up and you know, the whole production business is very draining.
Yeah.
So when your body is drained and you're not getting enough sleep, you're not getting enough nutrients in your body, you're looking for other sources of how to keep your body and your mind
just
running.
to keep going.
And I was introduced to this drug by an ex coworker, and I got hooked on it. You know, I was up for many days setting up and breaking down at some point, and I got hooked. I didn't know I got hooked until I started realizing that when I wasn't working, I needed that substance.
Yeah.
You know, like I was just looking. It's like kind of like I started fiending for it.
Okay.
You know, but yeah, I don't know if to blame the job that I was working at, or I should just blame myself. But I think at the end, you take whatever you want in your body. You know, nobody's forcing you to take this drug to stay up.
Yeah.
It's just like you're staying up, you know, because you're taking it and you're voluntarily. I did take it voluntarily. Nobody ever put it in my nose, or nobody ever put it in front of me. But like, yo, you need to take this to stay up. It's like, no.
When do you think you were like, okay, this is getting out of hand?
When I started seeing that I was wasting too much money on it. Even though for anybody that just doesn't know about this drug is pretty cheap.
Okay.
You know, you could get a good amount for a couple of dollars.
Oh, okay.
That'll last you about a week or two.
Okay.
You know, but then when I started realizing that I was putting too much money out every damn day or every week, it's when I started saying, well, I'm wasting so much money more on this drug than what I was with like water or food or anything else. You know, so I started catching up to that, and I luckily I left that job, and ever since I left that job, I was just like, you know, I need to make a change. I changed because with this job came that drug.
Yeah.
And then I started noticing that without that job, the drug kind of started disappearing.
Okay.
You know, it wasn't.
You didn't feel the need for it anymore.
I didn't need to feel. I was sleeping enough that my body was being energized in a normal way.
Yeah.
You know, I was sleeping 8 to 10 hours, and my body the next day will be like, yo, you don't need anything else but just some rest and some good food, and you're good. You're good to go. So, yeah, I mean, that's probably one of my most negative addictions that I had throughout.
See, now I kind of feel like a bitch because my addiction was like sugar.
No, well, you know, actually, I think sugar is probably even worse than any other drug.
No, but I mean, it's pretty serious. I mean, because I've been a fatty my whole life. I mean, you've known me since I was little. I've been a big dude my whole life. And like even like up to recently, I catch myself just like sitting down and like, damn, un pinche panecito, unas galletitas, some chips, some like even like earlier like a hot chocolate. But it's just like, let me get that sugar dose.
Wow, it's that sugar rush that you want to feel. That's what it is.
Let me get that sugar rush.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I think we're all guilty of sugar, but maybe you do have more of a problem than any usual sugar user.
Yeah.
I personally like sugar, but I do eat sugar. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna be like, yo, I don't eat sugar, but I do.
But you don't find yourself uncontrollably like, yo, like, I want like a dessert right now.
Maybe if I get high.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe if I do it. Hey, we know you. you know. So, sugar comes with pretty much anything that you eat now. But yeah, you probably gotta build some type of eating habit for yourself. You know,
Mm-hmm.
you know, you gotta count your calories, your sugars, and let's say you're exercising, you're not gonna see any results on losing weight. You know, you just said you've always been a heavy guy and you're trying to lose weight, but you're asking yourself, why am I not losing weight if I keep working out? You go hiking, you do all this. Well, maybe because you're sitting on your couch and you're saying, you know, that panecito, that chocolate.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe those little habits that are just so easy, but then yet so hard to get rid of.
Yeah.
You just gotta find a way.
And then it's hard because like you said, like, okay, yeah, let's say I do go get active, But I'm gonna drink me a pre-workout, and that pre-workout has sugar in it. You know, maybe afterwards I might drink me a protein shake, but that protein shake has sugar in it.
Yeah, but you're working it out. It's not like you're saying, okay, I'm gonna go get that panecito. And that panecito has a ton of sugar.
Yeah.
And you know what it makes you feel?
Yeah.
How does it make you feel when you eat something like that?
Oh,
you
it makes you feel lazy. Like shit.
You get lazy. Yeah, you're getting a mouth orgasm.
Yeah.
And your mind and your body is telling you, man, this is so damn good.
Yeah.
But then after you see the wrap of that little bread or whatever you ate, you're gonna be like, yo, maybe I want another one, or I'm just already sleepy. Yeah. It gets you so.
Yeah.
It drains you.
And a lot of these things are like
for some pleasure, for a mouth pleasure.
Yeah, and they're taught to you and they're instilled from you from a young age. My little cousin, she used to have a little friend when they were like 7 or 8, and her friend was she was a little chubby girl, but she was little. And then I remember one time they were jumping around in the jumper, and you know how kids fuck around and they turn it off, then it collapses, and then you gotta find your way out. So that happened. They turned it off and they had to find their way out. And then the little girl told my aunt, can you make me a torta for the scare? And it's like, this is your security blanket? You know, you're taught from a young age that, like, go for that. Look for that.
Yeah, I think bread, supposedly, I mean, in our culture, in our Mexican culture, I think every time you get scared, you're supposed to eat bread. Have you heard of that one? I think that's what she was playing now when she played her cards right.
But that's what I'm saying, yeah.
She said torta, so you better add some ham and cheese and lettuce and all the other stuff.
You know, so it's that memory. It's also that memory, I guess, of like, that security, you know, like, oh, your mom gave you a torta. You were scared and your mom gave you a torta. Yeah. Or like, I don't know, something maybe happened to me and they were like, oh, here's a pan. You know? Okay. Here's some sugars. Like, calm your ass down, you know, stay like that. Because it feels like a lot of addictions are more subliminal than meets the eye. Like, some people are just susceptible to having an addictive personality. Yeah. Like, you know, anything you give them, they're going to get addicted to it. Yeah. They're susceptible to that thing. Because I've tried a lot of drugs. You know, my drug list is long. But there's very few that I've been like, damn, son. Oh, yeah. Like, I need that shit again. Like, I need that shit right now. I maybe no actual drug that I've been like, yo, let me get that. But with cookies, son, I'm like, yo, every day? I could just eat cookies right now. And if we leave and I see fresh baked cookies somewhere, I'll be like, oh,
I gotta stop for some cookies.
Let me fucking try those.
Especially when they fool you with that little aroma that they play. Especially Starbucks. They you know how it's holiday season, so they tend to let that Christmassy aroma out there on their shop. When you walk into Starbucks, you're like, yo, I want every damn coffee on the list. I want every damn bread. I want every damn cookie. You just want everything on Starbucks. But yeah, going back to how to knock off some of this addiction, especially when it comes down to drugs. One of my experiences when it comes down to eliminating, like, say, meth, I don't know if people, or I'm sure you do, like, you heard of psychedelic drugs. Now, this type of drugs are not they're not addictive. They're, if anything, they're like the opposite of addictive when it comes down to, like, shrooms, acid, if people have been trying DMT, peyote, all those psychedelic drugs, to me, when I tried shrooms and LSD, it was like a soul healer. It knocked off a lot of my bad habits. It knocked off a lot of my bad addictions, which meth was one of them. When I tried LSD, which is acid, I think that was like the life changer for me. When I experienced my first trip. We don't recommend any of these drugs for anybody out there watching. Take at your own risk. We're not putting them out there so people could try them. We're
not trying to glorify them or anything.
We're not. But acid was one of the best things that ever happened to me in my life, because it not only did expand my mind, but it expanded the way I did every single thing in life. You know, I knocked off my addiction, like I said. But yeah, I want to share my acid trip.
Okay.
So
Wait. Okay, so acid is LSD.
it's LSD.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's just another name for it.
it's
Like
lysergic
weed,
acid.
bud,
Exactly.
marijuana.
Yeah.
It's all the
Yeah.
same, just different
Yeah.
names.
The most common name for LSD will be acid.
Okay, gotcha.
You know. But
Gotcha.
yeah, because a lot of people will be like, "Yo, what is that?" Or there's just so many street names for one damn drug nowadays.
Yeah, so just wanted to clear that for you, not for me, for you, for you
For
guys.
you guys. But yeah, when I took acid, I took it on a tab, which is like a little paper tab. I know there's people that take it on drops, but I personally took it on a tab. Before I took this trip, I did prepare myself. I mentally started like focusing on what the substance that I was gonna take. I started meditating like 2-3 days before. I know what I was gonna get into. This psychedelic drugs, they're not only just like you pop them and you're gonna get high for a few hours. It's just like no. I was high for a good 5 hours on this trip. So my trip, when I took this acid drug, I started hallucinating. I started seeing patterns in the walls. I started feeling extremely happy about myself. I started seeing what I was doing wrong in life, my addictions. I started, my addiction was one of the things that was literally out there. I started saying, you're doing this bad. You're doing all of this bad. I was telling myself the things I already knew, but in a different way where it established my mind to just accept it fully. It gave me a trip where I actually took a trip out of my own body. It's like a out of body experience where I kind of felt like I was in the universe floating. Started seeing all the stars. I started seeing like I was flying in some type of black hole, but I started seeing the stars. That's what I would depict them as to be, because they were little bright lights. And then I would end up in a different time. One of my trips was I was a cowboy.
Oh.
Yeah, I ended up in some type of ranch. It looked like a ranch or just it was a bunch of horses. And I remember I had a hat on, and I would just see people walk their horses. There was no vehicles at all. It was like back in the days.
Yeah.
And I would just see around. It was like I was there. I was looking around, and I was just like, whoa, I can't believe I'm in a time where I people could only dream of.
Mm-hmm.
And I started seeing the horses just keep walking. People just walking around with different type of clothing. Yeah, the clothes was just pretty old,
Yeah.
And I don't know. I was just tripping out, but I was accepting what I was going through. Maybe that would have been a different.
Yeah.
That would have been. It was so meaningful for me. And then from then I would switch to. I remember me being next to a trash can, and I remember looking at myself, and I was in homeless clothes. Like if I was homeless, and I would look on the side, and I would just see a burning trash can, and I would look around, and there was nothing there but trash around me. And to me, I made that out to be that within me, in myself, I was destroying myself because I was taking so much bad. I was consuming so much bad in me, in my body, in my mind, that I think that drug was letting me know, look, I'm going to take you to this trip so you could know that everything that I'm about to show you means something in your life right now.
Oh, snap.
So I started thinking about my family, my mom, my sister, my brother, my sister's kids. I started seeing them all over the place. It was just like I was a ghost, but I would see them all together in harmony. And I remember crying in this trip. I was crying because I was so happy seeing everybody just happy. Everybody was just happy, gathering, laughing, and I was out here and they couldn't see me. So I felt like I was missing something out.
Yeah.
I wasn't paying attention enough to my family. And this is the drug that's telling me this. That's why it's so hardcore when you take stuff like this.
Yeah.
And this lasted about 3 to 4 hours because I timed myself.
Oh, shit.
I do have cats. So when I started seeing that I was kind of sobering up a little bit, one of my cats started, approaching me, and I started looking at my hands because he kept wanting to lick my hands. And then when I was looking at my hands, I started seeing like energy waves in my hand, and every time I would put my hands together and kind of just put them apart, I could see like just a string of energy, and my cat would just keep playing with it. one of my cats was just playing with something that me and him were seeing.
He saw
it was like transparent.
Yeah.
So my cat was just like tripping out. But was I tripping out, or was my cat just seeing other stuff that the human eye can't see?
Yeah. Or maybe you were finally able to see what they always
seeing.
See.
Yeah, and then the whole pattern things, I started seeing like those hieroglyphs that the Egyptians have back in the day. Like just those petroglyphs, hieroglyphs, all that. Like I started seeing that in my walls. Damn. And I remember touching myself, and I was feeling so good about myself because I was being told what I should be doing and what I shouldn't be doing, and I started feeling myself, not sexually, but every time I would touch myself, I feel like, God damn it, I'm healing my arm, I'm healing my chest, I'm healing my hands, I'm healing my arm, my whole body. Every time I was touching it, was like I was healing something. And yeah, I mean, that was my my acid trip. One of my I still take acid till this day, but I don't take it at a high dose anymore. Okay. It's just something that I have to mentally prepare myself.
Yeah.
Now I do take acid probably like once every 2 to 3 months because it's not addictive. It's not something you want to take the next week or the next day because you just take so much in that moment that you got to reflect on it the next day or even a week or a month. It took me about a good 2 months to actually reflect on what the heck I went through.
So that was your first trip?
That was my first trip ever on acid, dude. Son. I went hardcore because I did a lot of research when it come down to psychedelics, and acid was probably one of the first things I got my hands on. It was either between that or psychedelic mushrooms, which is people probably call them in the streets magic mushrooms. But yeah, acid was the first thing I got on my hands. I took a big dose and I prepared myself because I know that if I took it on blinded, I probably would have had a bad trip, and I probably would have ended up like a lot of people that take psychedelics that don't know what they're doing. They end up having bad trips. Like I did prepare myself. Yeah. So I haven't taken a big dose again, but when I do take a dose every other 2 to 3 months, I take it in 1 or 2 tabs, and it gets me in a different type of vibe. It gets me super extremely motivated. Yeah. It doesn't give me a trip. It gets me energized. It gets me pumped up. It's like taking a pre-workout. Yeah. Pretty much. It only lasts about an hour or 2. And there's no withdrawals. There's literally, the withdrawal is you feel fucking confident as fuck. You feel extremely happy. You feel energized. I mean, there's nothing negative that I could say about taking acid.
But you don't feel addicted to that one?
No, not at all. No. Because I still have acid in my fridge that I purchased about a few months ago. Yeah. So I still have some tabs left. But I'm telling you, I don't take this daily, weekly. It's a
when
big.
You feel like.
Yeah, it's a big gap from one dose to the next dose. Yeah. So yeah, but it's extremely helpful. Even though it's not addictive, it has been very beneficial for. Yeah.
I think. Well, I mean, the biggest, most important part of any of those psychedelic things is, like you said, you gotta be prepared to go into it. Correct. You can't just like one day to another be like, yo, I'm gonna pop a heavy dose, because then in any of those trips, it sounded like you were prepared for what you were gonna go to. But if you weren't, that could have gone bad.
It could have, because we're really so self-conscious about ourselves that when taking drugs like this, they teach you. That's why some people, some professors, some very high people on the field, when it comes down to psychedelics, they call them medicine. Yeah. They call it the plant teachers. They call it drugs that are the godlike drugs. Because they take you to a different level that no other street drug takes you. Yeah. It just, I don't know. I would personally recommend it for somebody that's prepared to change their perspective about themselves, or they just need an upgrade or need an answer to it. But to your own risk. Yeah. At your own risk. Definitely always at your own risk. It's not as cheap as you would think. It's pretty expensive, but it is a life changer, and you gotta be prepared. You gotta do a lot of research about these drugs. You gotta be prepared for sure.
And the reason we mentioned this during our addiction talk is just like recently. I think this last like the election that literally just passed last month, like last week. They passed a bill where they're going to now start allowing psilocybin to be treated as PTSD or even in rehab centers.
In different states, right?
Yeah. So they're going to start treating these rehabilitation and PTSD with psilocybin. And psilocybin is the active ingredient in mushrooms. Correct. So that is the only drug that's been, I don't even know if you could call it a drug. It's the only chemical that's been proven to give you a higher state of mind instead of an altered state of mind. So when you take alcohol, when you smoke weed, when you do any other drugs, they block receptors in your brain so you don't think right, and so you're always off some way, somehow. When you're high, you're slow as fuck. You know, your reaction time is not that great. But psilocybin is the only one that's scientifically proven to make new neural connections in your brain. So you go into it thinking a certain way, and while it's doing its thing in your body, it connects different parts of your brain to other parts that have never made that connection before. So for example, for me, I used to always struggle with self-conscious. I was always self-conscious. I had low self-esteem all the time. And so I tried mushrooms, and I tried it with a huge dose. It was all right. But then I started doing microdosing, is when you take a little bit, like under a gram. You just, pop it or put in your coffee. I think you told me. I think you were the one that told me to put it. I think you were the one that told me to put it in the coffee.
It's magnificent.
So I started microdosing, and it's a whole. It's not a high feeling. It's not like, oh, I'm fucking high. It puts you in a thinking state of mind.
Correct.
Where
it's like spiritual.
Yeah, man. You just start you ask yourself certain questions, and you're making connections that you've never made before. So you come out with answers that you've never been able to get to before. So it could help a lot of people if they struggle with like hardcore addictions of like, correct, why am I addicted to this drug? It'll make you question yourself, and you'll think and you'll start analyzing things in a certain way. Well, you'll get to that answer. You'll get to the bottom of like why you're feeling that way. And a lot of those other drugs like coyote, you mentioned coyote.
Peyote, yeah.
Peyote, DMT, the toad.
Yeah.
All those other drugs are just a hardcore crash course on that. You take a little bit,
weight you adds up,
and it makes you see yourself. It makes you see the world differently. A lot of these drugs, they have a guide. There's someone that guides you through the whole
especially
process.
Especially when like ayahuasca.
Yeah, ayahuasca
is one of the ones that you need some type of guidance when you take this. Yeah. There's they call it like a tea or some type of soup, But yeah, there's some drugs that you do need guidance, especially if you're taking it at a dose that you're probably not sure that your body's gonna act in a certain way, But yeah, I'll always be precautious about anything you take, especially at a dose that if it's high or low, like you still want to have somebody always there, But
yeah, definitely. Yeah, never take any of these drugs by yourself. Always be with people that you trust in a safe zone.
I'm gonna go take a
piss break.
Yeah, guys. So you always want to have somebody there to just kind of guide you through this type of drugs.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, you don't want to be alone because it could get, like we said, it could get bad really fast.
Oh yeah.
It could get bad really fast.
About your mushroom experience, would you say anything negative about it?
Damn, negative? No, because, all right, so it helped me with my whole self-esteem issue. I figured I was able to get to the bottom of that. And then there was another point in time where I was just, like, really depressed, too.
Okay.
So I took shrooms and I went hiking with some of my friends.
Oh, nice.
It was, like, 3 of us. We all popped shrooms and we went hiking. And I think that hike was, like, a 10-mile hike.
10-mile hike?
It was, like, a 10-mile hike in the sun. Like, I had to push through it. So it was first the physical obstacle of like hiking up 10 miles. And then behind it being on shrooms.
There's already two
obstacles. But it was amazing because at least for me, the first sensation I get that like, oh, the shrooms are hitting is all the colors get really vibrant. All the textures are like, I can see all the textures. So just imagine that out, in nature.
And 20 times your feelings are just 20 times even better.
Yeah, because you're tired. The sun is beating down on you. Your body is not trying to work that hard. So the drugs are just doing whatever the fuck they want to do. So I really think that moment was the one where I was like, it set me through the other side of depression. It put me on the uphill. Like, now I could get better. Now I know what's wrong. Now I could get better. But like maybe the only time was the first time that I took it. It was in an old apartment where I used to live. Me and like 5 of my friends pulled up, and it was a single, dude. It was a single, smaller than here. So we were all in the same room. We popped the shrooms, and we were smoking and drinking también.
Oh wow!
So we took them like a full dose, and so we would all go on our little separate trips, and then like we would come all together out of it and be like, "Yo, were you just tripping? Were you just tripping?" And we would all be like, "Yeah, fool, yeah." And then we take another hit, and then boom, we're back into another trip. But I remember in one of those trips, I was staring at the TV, and then out of nowhere, I saw a hand made out of like digital, like just like, I guess, numbers, like data. Yeah, you could just say like numbers. Reach out of the TV and like grab the outside, and something was gonna start pulling itself out. But I snapped out of it, and then that's when we all came back.
It's scary.
But yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you have to be in that right state of mind. You have to be ready for it, or else it could turn bad.
Oh yeah.
Or else you could come out. I don't know if you could come out worse than you were when you went in, but
not at all. I don't think so. But you're bound to have bad trips.
Yeah, with anything.
If you're constantly taking this, psychedelic drugs for theoretical or if you're just trying to experience them, you're gonna have a bad trip. That's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
But don't let that fool you to think these drugs are bad, which they're not. But it's just like you said, of course, state of mind.
Yeah, the state of mind.
It's very important.
It's a state of mind.
Knowing what you're gonna get yourself into and getting prepared. It's all you got,
And I've tried, like I said, countless other drugs, but like there's no drug like psilocybin. There's none that I could take and be like, yo, I'm gonna learn something. you know? Like, yo, I'm gonna take this and then I'm gonna meditate. I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna just chill out, watch something.
And it's not addictive, right?
I don't feel it's addictive.
It isn't.
I don't feel it's addictive.
I would say the same thing. I don't think it's addictive.
Though, maybe if it's addicted, it's like a placebo effect where you think you're getting fucked up or you think you're doing something to your body.
But it's not something you would want to do every day, though, for sure.
Yeah, it's not something that...
So it wouldn't be that addicted to a point where you're like, yo, like alcohol or any other like street drug that you're like, yo, you gotta fiend for it. You gotta fiend for it.
So when do you think an addiction becomes an addiction? Because like right now you just mentioned alcohol.
Well, when it becomes an everyday thing, when it becomes when it takes over your mind, when it starts taking over everything that you do in an everyday
like you're just on it, you're thinking about it all the time.
Yeah, okay. If you can't be productive because you need this drug, then you got a problem.
Okay. I would think that the sign of like it's an addiction is you're putting other things to the side because I want this.
Yeah, it's a good one to put it that way too. Yeah.
I'm not paying my bills. I'm not paying attention to that, but I'm getting this. I'm doing this.
It's a perfect way to put it. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
When you make that your priority.
Yeah.
Is where you're like, yo, I gotta get help. So if anybody out there has any type of addiction or is kind of scared or shy to kind of go on and express this, go to your friends, go to your family. If you guys want to reach out to us,
definitely.
There's our contact is on the description box. Feel free to just express yourself, dude. We all go through this stuff. You're not alone. Nobody in this is ever alone. We're always battling the same demons, but it just at a different rate. Manny might be battling a demon right now that I might encounter in in a few weeks, in a month, or in a year or so, you know. But we're all battling some type of addiction right now, and if it's good, I'm proud of you. And of course, you know, always, like I say, stay positive. And that's the number one addiction that everybody should have, is staying positive. But if you're not, just like I'm not 100% all the time, there's day to day that we tend to just struggle. You know, feel free to reach out to anybody out there. You know,
so what, like on that subject a little bit. Let's take it back a little bit, because you shared something that most of our viewers don't know about. Mm-hmm. You shared something that almost anyone outside of your closed bubble doesn't know. So when you tell someone you went through this, do you notice a change in their demeanor towards you? Do you notice that
most of the time that I express this to somebody, and it's very, very few people, they always come with the same response, and the response is, "I would have never thought you were addicted to that."
Oh, okay.
And that's kind of made me realize that there's people out there that don't know what I'm going through, and that's why I'm telling everybody. I mean, we don't know what you're going through, but we tend to feel alone about it. We tend to feel like I'm hiding myself. I'm isolating myself, secluding myself, because my addiction is haunting me, and I don't want to be judged.
Yeah, and a lot of drugs are a very taboo subject.
Yeah, definitely. They fuck with your mind, especially when it's an addictive drug. Like they take a toll on your brain, and they manipulate your brain in a way where it lies to you. It tells you things that are not true. You know, it's like the devil. You know, you become the devil himself. You are the devil, which means you are the worst you can be. You know, metaphorically, you are the devil, the worst you can be, and the way you gotta do, the things you gotta do is just find help. Yeah. You know, and unfortunately, if you can't find help, then find a way to help yourself. Because if you don't help yourself, then I don't know, you know, you might find yourself in a deeper hole than you were already in.
And that's why, I don't want to give too much information about the guests we're going to have, but I was a little excited to have that person on, because I thought that was going to be the turning point of like, okay, they're ready to talk about it.
Transition.
And I get it. Some people might not be ready to talk about it on camera, you know, put it out there or whatever. But I thought that was going to be the start of a change.
Correct. I mean, and we've known this guest. I mean, we known this person for such a long time that I don't know if you felt like we were gonna expose him in a way where we're gonna make fun of him, or we just wanted some type of content. It's like, no, we just wanted to, just like how we shared our personal experiences with addiction. Like, we just wanted somebody else to come on board and share their experiences that's been like way deeper than us. Yeah. So yeah, Manny, I think that concludes our episode 4 here, dude.
That when
it came down to addiction.
That was a good
one. So make sure everybody just follow us on Instagram at mratedpodcast. We do have our personal accounts too, so if you would like to follow us there, it'll be in the description box. Also, don't forget to if you need any help with your resume, or you're building up your portfolio, or you're making a career change, visit Visionary Catalyst, our good friend Natalia Gutierrez, best career consultant here in LA, baby. Yeah. So make sure you go and you follow her. We will be having her on episode number 5.
Yes, sir.
So if you're watching episode number 5, we'll have Natalia Gutierrez.
And if you guys have any questions, you know, let us know right ahead, you know,
so we can. If you guys want any type of if you have any questions that you would want to ask her, or I mean, you could just comment it on this video or on Instagram, what we could ask her. You know, it's just some suggestions that we could have out there for you guys.
Yeah, we're the year's ending, the new year's coming in. A lot of people want to change their careers. A lot of people want to do new things next year. So if you want to make a change, if you want to make an improvement, if you want to move up, if you want to move down.
Not down, because she doesn't do that. She goes up. So, you know.
Okay, yeah, if you want to move down, it's the wrong place. So if you want to move up, you want to make any changes, if you're stuck, if you had any questions, about your resume, how to apply, how to do an interview, whoop-de-whoop.
How to execute a damn interview that a lot of people are having this
Dude.
interview on Skype now.
Yeah.
So
that changes the game.
she could help you with all that.
So we're gonna have her on next week. We're hoping this week we're gonna drop you guys with the first guest, but that fell through. So next week we're coming at you guys with our first guest. It's gonna be dope. There's gonna be a lot of information in that one.
A lot.
So hit that subscribe. Weekly episodes coming at you, and this one was fun.
Yeah, it was fun, man. I really enjoyed this one. You know, fun. It was pretty fun.
Yeah.
So other than that, baby, you already know to stay positive.
Stay positive,
all
guys.
the damn day, bro.
Stay positive.
Other than that, we out.
Peace.